Right, today I'm going to do a quick tutorial about how to make a similar sort of like room scene. It's like a Lightroom sort of thing. I had a guy request to do this, so I thought I'd just go over some like how to create one. Well, first, obviously, you're going to need a cube. Right, one sec. And then I put the segments X, Y, and Z both all to 10. Alright. Okay, now you're gonna need to make it bigger. Some Lightrooms may be bigger than smaller than others. You can't really tell. Depends what you're modeling or what you're lighting and stuff. Okay, I'll say that's big enough. The first thing I always do is go inside the cube and get ready. Now I think this needs to be a bit longer, so I'll make it longer. And then you go into it and just put a camera there so you can just go back to it, so wherever you are you can just go back and get there. Right, now to get this, because this is sort of like reflection and color, well, we can't, because this has been color corrected as well, but you see it's the sort of like reflections and stuff, right? So that you put this on first. So just make a new material by double clicking here, and then just put reflection on, don't touch the color, and then put this to about like 15, and then go texture Fresnel, put this to about 25, and then just put that on there. And now you need to make this editable even. Sorry. Now just select the cube and either press this button up here or press C on your keyboard. And now this should make it editable. This is why I needed to put segments on first, so because now you can't change the segment amount. Right, and then now you go down from this bar here and select this tool. Now you can select each individual polygon. And now what I usually would do first is to add the add like the indents and stuff on the roof, because this is your main source of light in the light box. So where your tools are up here, select the live selection tool, and then just go across and just select in groups of 6 like that, with 2 in between. So now you've got something like that, and it's quite alright. Now you've got this selected, right click and then go to extrude inner, and I'll just extrude inwards a bit, and then you don't need any more than that. Now right click again and go to extrude, then anywhere, and don't touch the axis, but anywhere on the screen just drag up like that. Now you're going to need a new material, and this one, uncheck color and uncheck specular, and just check luminance, and then drag this over your selected things. So now if you render it off, this looks nothing like anything like this. So you need to go onto your render settings tab and just select this, and then you need to go to effect and add global illumination, and then also add ambient occlusion. Well, just add that in a second. But you see, now you've got global illumination. It will extend the render time, but it should improve the studio no end. So now you're starting to get another effect. You need to add more lights in, because as you can see up here, you've got lots of dark lines. These don't look that good, they look smudged as well. So also you need to add ambient occlusion, and this should add the shadows up here. Like as you can see on these, the shadows are quite condensed, but quite neat shadows through it all. Just the ambient occlusion as well will extend your render times. But yeah, see, because we've only got like one upper light source, lighting these lower parts quite well, but no light's really reaching up here, so it's staying quite dark. So what you need, you uncheck this white thing in the camera. Wait, should have told you to check that one first. Right. Never mind. Select the cube, and now we're going to go back to live selection. Now we're going to select some things along the side. I usually go about 2 down and then select 2 of them. Use live selection for this as well. And so hold shift. Oh, I should have mentioned that before. If you want to select more things at once, if you click off, it's gonna lose it. So you have to click and then hold shift while you're doing that. And then I skip one and go along like this. Now I usually leave it because you don't really want to do the end ones because it's going to be out of view from the camera and it's not going to really like your scene any better. So just turn your camera around. Through this tutorial I am assuming you know Cinema 4D. Right. You make sure they're kept in line. I've made a mistake there. I'm assuming you know like how to navigate and work in Cinema 4D. If you don't, then I suggest you watch some tutorials on that. I can make one if you want, but don't know if you need it. And then so again, right click and extrude it out. Select lumen and put the luminance on. Now, what's happened over here? Okay, so yeah, now, this is a good example now. You see there's been a mistake made here. So you continue to hold shift and just click over. Oh, select the move tool and click over and click and then it'll go. Right, now I need to extrude again. Right, now we've added a second light, the side light source. It should look a bit better. But obviously, because like in this one I was lighting text, so I put a light source on the background, but I didn't want too much light on the side. So yeah, I'm just doing this like show off a light scene, but it really depends on what you're lighting, because you can't use this for all like all the models and all the like text you do, or all the desktop backgrounds, because it's not going to look as good. Because you have to like tailor it to each one. But if you know how to make them, like the mechanics of making them, then it shouldn't be that difficult for you to like change. Yeah, but you see, it's much improved. You got less like ugly shadowing up here. It still needs a bit of work on, and it's not centered right. But now, alright, I will put something in here. I'm not sure what I'm gonna put in there, but I'm gonna use a model from the Grayscale Gorilla model kit. It's free. You can just download it from his website. I'll put in the camper van. They are incredibly good models. But you see now, as I've just put in a new model, and I'm not just lighting the scene anymore, I might have to change the lights a bit. See, this you need to build the whatever you're doing first, if it's a text or model or whatever, and then change the Lightroom around it. And now this should put up the render timer quite a bit, but this hopefully should make the model look good, but I hope so. Right, so if you want any tutorials on anything, just post comments. I have no idea what people want to know, because I could do a load of tutorials about stuff you already know. So just tell me what you need to know, really. Oh, and the guy I'm getting this model off, he has a blog. It's grayscalegorilla.com. He sells a load of really high quality products, as well as does amazing tutorials that you need to look at if you're thinking about like learning Cinema 4D and After Effects as well. But this is lit the camper van quite well, but there's another problem that's not to do with the Lightroom. It's just how most things happen. You get this sort of jagged edges along where there are like highlights. You can solve this, and it will make your render time ridiculously long, but it is worth it if you want a really good image. What you need to do is go to anti-aliasing and just put it to best, and then threshold to 5% and min level to 2. But only do that when you're doing your final render, because that will make it like doubles the render time or something, and it's ridiculous. And if you're just doing like pre-renders like that, you don't want to like keep having to redo it. Right, now I'm just gonna add. You can really just like mess around with it, because this, if you follow this tutorial exactly, then and you just put a different model in, it might not work, and it might. It really does depend on what you're sort of doing. And you might need to play with the ambient occlusion settings, like for the shadows, like the contrast and stuff, and the global illumination settings, like how strong you want the lights projected and stuff like that. But I think my personal opinion is that a Lightroom can give a lot nicer effect, a more professional effect, because you know when some people like make text or something, they just go point in Photoshop, put a black background and put some effects on it. I think a Lightroom makes it look a lot more professional, and also you don't have to have Photoshop to like put a nice background in. Because what I was originally going to do for the tag entry that I'm showing you the Lightroom from, I was originally just gonna got the text and put it into Photoshop with the like transparent background, and then just put some lighting effects around, and it looked awful. So now I'll just put some of these in, and I'm just gonna put some random stuff around. But you see, this can be a really effective way of lighting it, and I think I've covered everything. So basically, you just make a cube, put the cube segments to 10 by 10 by 10, make it editable, and then live selection, that button there, extrude and inner extrude are the only tools you need to know, and then just pull out bits and put luminance on, and then put global illumination. Because without global illumination, you can do this without ambient occlusion, but without global illumination this thing's not going to work. So that's why for animations, if you want to make an intro inside the Lightroom, it will be a really long render, because every frame will be about over a minute or so, just like for the global illumination bit, which can be, because I've tried to do stuff in there and it's just like a 5-hour long render, and it's just not worth it. So you've also got to look at like softboxes to light your scenes as well, and like I rarely use the light that most people use in Cinema 4D there. I usually will use global illumination and luminance, because I think it gives a nice effect. So I think this Lightroom's worked quite well with these. I think the cubes here, well, not cubes, spheres here, would need some work on that Lightroom, because the shadows are a bit strong and everything. But I like the look of the shadows and the realism of that model there, so I'm pretty happy with that. Alright, well, I won't put this Lightroom in the description, because I want you to build your own, because this one won't do for text or something like that, because it's going to be too much light for the text coming from the sides. So I just want you to build your own and look at how you can light your scenes differently from the cube, because I've lit it before where I haven't put any lights across here, so you can't see any lights in it, but I just put a lot of lights near the back. So you've just got to play around with it by yourself, really, so I can't really put anything in the description for you. Yeah, you can see it's too dark here, and the spheres don't look that good. They might be touching, I'm not sure, and they might be too far on the ground. But it doesn't really look that good for spheres, but that looks nice. So I think it can be a really nice way to professionally light your scene. So that's about it. So please like and comment. Give me some feedback on tutorials if my mics, because I still haven't figured out the audio settings for this, so it might be crap audio. I'm sorry if it is. It's a bit late, but never mind. Well, see ya. Wait, yeah.